WCTC's real-time talk. Like 1450 WCTC on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at 1450 WCTC. Jersey Central with Bert Barron.
Think we could listen to the radio or something?
On the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC.
It's 8:08. Welcome to hour number 3 of Jersey Central on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. Welcome back. It's Bert Barron. Good to have you joining me inside the Forge Jeweler Studios today. We got our Need to Know Things coming up in just a little bit. WCTC very pleased once again this year to be supporting the New Jersey Film Festival. Screenings will continue this weekend over at Voorhees Hall. And joining me now on the Jersey Central Newsmaker Hotline, let's say hello to the director of a feature that will be shown coming up on Saturday nights, a real funny movie called Knights of New Jersey. And Michael Hadley is with us this morning here on WCTC. Hey, Michael, it's Bert Barron. How are you?
Good morning, Bert. How are you doing?
Good to talk to you. Knights of New Jersey. I love the idea behind this movie here. You want to talk about what it's about a little bit?
Sure. So the film is about a group of friends who work as actors at a local Renaissance fair in New Jersey. So it's kind of a behind-the-scenes look at their lives and their passions and kind of petty humiliations and the frustrations that they have where they're trying to live out a life that has the values that attracted them to a Renaissance fair, you know, things like courage and loyalty and heroism, and yet that's contrasted with everyday life in New Jersey. So it's that kind of contrast between the vision that they hope for themselves, the best vision of themselves, and the sad fact and reality of life at a Renaissance fair in New Jersey.
It's kind of just like struggling with some degree of acceptance, it sounds like the people go through.
Definitely. I mean, you know, I'm not a Renaissance fair actor, but I actually have a lot of admiration for the folks that do that. You know, I think all of us have kind of a heroic vision of ourselves as the person that we would like to be, the person that we could be, perhaps, if the circumstances were right. But these folks are willing to put on a costume, get out in public, and portray these characters. And I think, you know, if you're like me, when you see that, you think it's pretty cool, and you think maybe, too, it's kind of funny. And so that's really what we try to explore in Knights of New Jersey, is that kind of public persona and the behind-the-scenes reality of what they're going through.
Really cool. What made you want to kind of bring a story like this to the screen, Michael? Did a little bit of empathy maybe for the characters, or you just felt it was an interesting story that needed to be told?
Well, you know, both, actually. I mean, the thing about it is, you know, I've met and worked with a lot of Renaissance fair folks, or Rennies as they call themselves, and they're like the nicest people you'd ever want to meet. They're so open and friendly. They have a great sense of humor. They want to have fun. You know, they have a lot of energy. And I really appreciate that. I think that's kind of a quality, you know, the ability to kind of play that most adults kind of lose once they get past their teenage years. So there's that. But also, actually, the original idea came from a few years ago. I took one of my sons to a birthday party at Medieval Times, you know, that kind of battle/Renaissance fair/dinner theater.
Sure, right.
Here in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started to think about, you know, what would it be actually like to be one of those folks? What would it be like to actually, you know, go in and punch a clock, but have that be your day job? And, you know, long story short, for a wide variety of reasons, the ability or the idea to take that and put it into a Renaissance fair context seemed to be a lot more interesting because we could explore more themes. For example, some of the characters in the film are big fans of Game of Thrones. They dress up. They're cosplayers, which is kind of a big phenomenon across the country, where younger people typically dress up and go to conventions and fairs as their favorite characters. And I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. So, for example, we were able to incorporate, you know, a gang, in a way, of Game of Thrones fans. And, you know, there's conflict and friction with the hardcore Renaissance fair folks who are in it for the historical accuracy, and they kind of look askance at the Game of Thrones fans. And so being at a Renaissance fair just opens it up to a lot more avenues and areas that we could explore and have fun with.
Yeah, very cool. It seems like maybe the Trekkies who would go to the Star Trek conventions, were they the original cosplay people, I guess, right? If you look at it that way, Michael,
Yeah.
It's been going on for that long, right? Right.
Yes, indeed. As a matter of fact, I had a great little story about that. At a Renaissance fair once, a group of Trekkies came dressed in full, Star Trek regalia, with the black pants and the different colored shirts. But what they did to have fun with that is that, they kept running around and on their communicators, they kept saying, computer end program, end holodeck program, as if the Renaissance Fair was the projection inside Star Trek. So, there's levels to this that are just fantastic.
Yeah. Has this film been screened before, Michael? And what kind of reaction have you gotten from people once they've seen it?
Right. So, yes, we've had the good fortune to have it screened at a number of different film festivals, but we're super happy to be able to premiere it in the New Brunswick area at the New Jersey Film Festival tomorrow. The reactions have been terrific. People, they laugh in all the right places. They, kind of get caught up in all the right places. One of the big concerns for us was actually, what was going to be the reaction of the Renaissance Fair crowd, because we love them, and we certainly relied on them from a practical standpoint to produce the film in terms of costumes and resources and things like that. So we were, concerned that they, what the reaction was, but they love it. So, generally I would say the reaction's been very positive. And, if you have no idea what a Renaissance Fair, you've never been to one, it's fine. At the end of the day, people are people, and these characters are people, and everyone has, aspirations and goals, frustrations and humiliations that they deal with. So it doesn't really require, any kind of previous experience with any of this stuff. Just come in prepared to have a good time and to laugh.
Good stuff. I like that. Is there somewhere people can go, Facebook, Twitter, maybe for some more information about the film?
For sure. So if you're on Facebook, just in the search field, just type in Knights of New Jersey, and that's Knights with a K. And similarly on YouTube, just put in Knights of New Jersey, and you'll come up with lots of information and clips from the film and all kinds of things. So if you're interested, go there, and you can keep in touch and see where we go next with this.
Excellent. Michael Hadley, director of Knights of New Jersey, thanks for your time this morning. Good luck with the film being shown this weekend, and hopefully we can talk again soon, all right?
That'd be great, Bert. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you. All right, in 60 seconds, we'll continue our interview series. We'll talk to Andrea Marini coming up next, director of Art of the Prank, that will be shown at the film festival on Sunday. Stick around. Jersey Central traffic and weather time, 8:16. Traffic and weather every 10 minutes to the roads first, and Bernie Viter.
Bert, better news for drivers on Route 18. The accident heading in towards Ruse Lane completely cleared away, looking much better now. If you're on Route 1 northbound, though, you're busy Woodbridge Ave towards Plainfield Avenue. And southbound delays as you make the trip Old Post Road to Plainfield Avenue. Traffic on the Garden State Parkway northbound a little slow by 131. On the southbound side into the stretch by 127, there's some construction in place, so anticipate some heavy traffic. Route 9 southbound Ticetown Road to Route 18 is going to be heavy, and northbound Old Bridge Mattawan Road over to Perrine Road. 35 is going to be busy both ways as you travel towards 440. New Jersey Turnpike traffic looking pretty good at this hour. No reported delays. And if you're heading for New Jersey Transit trains, they're on time. For more, check out the Central Jersey traffic map at WCTCAM.com. I'm Bernie Viter with the 1450 WCTC traffic update.
Now the 1450 WCTC forecast, a fairly tranquil weather pattern coming up the next several days. Temps will average a few degrees above normal. We'll be looking at some clouds at times and maybe a flurry or two. Today mostly cloudy, windy with a flurry or sprinkle mid-40s. Partly cloudy, 30 to 35 tonight. Saturday, more clouds and sunshine, windy 40 to 45. Saturday night, partly cloudy, 32. And Sunday, partly sunny, 40 to 45 with a passing flurry. Meteorologist Tommy Els with the 1450 WCTC forecast.
Speak up and be heard on Jersey issues that matter most to you. Call Jersey Central with Bert Barron now at 732-545-9282 or toll free at 888-545-9282. Your state, your home, your voice. Jersey Central with Bert Barron on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC.
8:17 back on Jersey Central on the new Talk Radio WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey, continuing our interview series with the New Jersey Film Festival, Spring 2017, of which WCTC once again very pleased to be in support of. There's a documentary that's going to be shown this weekend. It follows the escapades of a professional prankster. Looks real interesting to watch. And joining me now on the Jersey Central Newsmaker hotline is the director of Art of the Prank. We have Andrea Marini, who is with us here on WCTC. Andrea, good morning. It's Bert Barron. How are you?
Hey, good fine to you, Bert.
Good.
Good to be here with you.
Good to speak with you. A documentary about following around a professional prankster. I don't think I've had a conversation quite like this before, but talk about what this documentary is all about.
Well, as you said, it's about the greatest media prankster of all times. His name is Joey Skaggs. And if you're not familiar with him, you'll be pretty much blown away by, his art, his life, and, the film itself.
Professional prankster, like harmless, sort of like.
Prankster.
Okay, all right. I didn't know you could do that for a living, but this is some years ago, and the guy is still at it today.
Yeah, sure. And the great thing about the film is actually that. Let me do a step back first. When I encountered Joey, I learned about him, and I faced a huge amount of footage he had in his own archive from the last 50 years. But then I said, look, for me to tell the real story about you, I need you to come up with something new, a new hoax that I can follow.
Mm.
And, he's a real artist. He's a pure artist. So I couldn't ask him to do something. So I said, Joey, I'm willing to wait. Whenever it comes, it comes. And so eventually I was pretty lucky that a few months later, he came up with a new concept for a hoax, a pretty elaborate one. And so the film is not only a retrospective about his life, but it features his latest hoax. And not only that, it's a kind of meta hoax because the film itself is the revelation of the hoax.
Gotcha. Wow. Okay. I like where this is going. I'm going to have to Google him. I want to take a look at Joey Skaggs, and I'd be familiar with some of the stuff he's done probably, right, Andrea?
I think so. I
Okay.
think that's something that fascinates me a lot
Mm-hmm.
about the film because he's not like widely famous.
Okay.
For sure, not as much as he deserves, and I hope the film will help this. But the great thing is that as you watch the film, you say, wait a minute, I remember that story. I saw this in a newspaper, and I actually believe that was a true story.
Interesting.
And maybe never heard about a retraction or something.
Right.
So,
I think you're going to turn
that's
this
the
guy.
fun.
You're going to turn this guy into some kind of cult hero or something now with this movie. You realize that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. How long has this been in the works, Andrea? Is this something that has taken you some time to put together?
Yeah, it's been a long process. Mainly for the reason for my decision in wanting him to come up with something new.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really the story unfolding in real time in front of my eyes as I was shooting. So for a filmmaker, that's very hard to edit and shoot without knowing where it's going to go, how's it going to end, what's going to happen next, how am I going to figure this out? So that dilutes the process of making the film. And to answer your question, it took 4 years, more or less, like 3 years and a half, 4 years in the making.
Wow.
So it's pretty long time.
I think that's the interesting thing about a documentary is that you, as the director, you don't know how it ends. I mean, you're just sort of capturing the reality of the situation around you and telling the story. So this is probably a wild ride for you in putting this all together.
That's exactly the word I used, the wild ride. For this film, for Joey, for the character himself, that was a wild ride.
Excellent.
But then on a filmmaker standpoint, it's not always like that. You can make a great story about something that already happened, so you have all the information in front of you, and you decide, okay, I'm going to structure the film in this way. But then, the way I wanted to make this film, and in general, the way I like filmmaking is that, especially documentary filmmaking, is to follow a story that unfolds. If you're lucky, you make a great movie. If you're not,
right.
Well, you gotta work hard to make it look good.
I see. What kind of feedback? What kind of reaction from people that have seen this, Andrea? Pretty positive reactions.
Amazing.
Oh, good.
Some amazing. Yeah, it's been a very exciting year so far. We basically premiered 1 year ago. Actually, the most exciting festival for our film. And I'm not talking about the people, just as far as the scale of the festival and when basically everything started was last year. Actually, today we had a screening at Slam Dance in Park City.
Wow.
Where we won an award too.
Congratulations. That's
so
great.
That was very exciting. And it's interesting to see all sorts of different reactions from people all over the world. Like the Europeans, which I know pretty well because I'm Italian, and they're very quiet. They have some sort of like respect. So It's kind of scary when you watch a film like this, which is, it's meaningful, but it's funny as well. And, it's scary. You're going to see, like, why are these people quiet? Why are they not laughing?
A little unnerving.
You should laugh your ass off.
A little unnerving for the director.
And then at the end of the screening, they're amazed. They're like, you shine a light on something that they didn't expect to see.
Excellent. So your award-winning film, we could say it's award-winning now. It's going to be shown at the New Jersey Film Festival this coming Sunday over at Rutgers.
This Sunday.
And in the interest of full disclosure, Andrea, there was a choice of either you or Joey calling in. Are you Joey, and am I being pranked right now in the interest of full disclosure?
I'm Joey Skaggs.
Come on. I knew this was going to happen. How did I know this was going to happen?
We're all Joey Skaggs.
All right. Okay.
And at the same time, we're all being fooled.
Here we go. Now I don't know if that's the right answer or not. But so the Joey Skaggs, as far as we know, will be at the film festival on Sunday.
He will.
All right. That's not a prank, right? See, with you, I got to ask now because I don't know.
You got to believe a guy who's a prankster. Don't you think?
You're right. You're probably the most honest truth in the world comes from a professional prankster. You're absolutely right. Excellent. Andrea, let me let you go. Where can someone go to get some information? You have Facebook or Twitter on your movie?
Absolutely. We have a website. It's artoftheprank-themovie.com. So it's artoftheprank-themovie.com. Now we have a Facebook page. Look for Art of the Prank, the movie. We have a Twitter account, and we have an Instagram account. And follow us on Instagram in the following months. We're about to start a pretty good
awesome
Instagram feed. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Great. Looking forward to that. I don't know if I was just pranked or not, but it was good talking to you, Andrea. And congratulations with the film, all right?
Call me Joey.
All right. Thank you. Great talking to you. Have some fun this weekend, all right?
Sure.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Jersey Central traffic and weather time.